The Denver Broncos introduced Evan Ingram, Pat Bryant, and a little bit more of Troy Franklin in Saturday's Week 2 preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this is the second play of the game here where the Broncos, they're going to flow to the offensive left side here. All the offensive linemen, they're stepping down, selling as if they're going to run the football here with R.J. Harvey. But initially, they're going to be bringing up Troy Franklin over the top. Evan Ingram underneath right here. Pat Bryant inside release, and he's just going to run vertical, and he's going to kind of become a decoy on this play right here. But the Broncos execute this to perfection. Adam Troutman's obviously going to turn this into a wheel over. But look, and then you got Troy Franklin right here who's going to get in the hip pocket of this defender, get his hands up in the air. They teach this now, especially on special teams, because it prevents you from blocking in the back. A hip check is not an illegal block in the back. Great play right there from Troy Franklin, springing Ingram up the side. Great blocking from Pat Bryant. I'll have to showcase all that. There was a lot of good on this play. You sell it initially here. We'll show it on the other angle with the running back, but Ingram had designed to get him the ball in space. Troy Franklin over the top right here. Pat Bryant running vertical to clear out this area right here in the flat. So Jarrett Stidham fires it, and now just a great job by Troy of recognizing his defender is going to try to tackle him. So he just brings his hands up in the air, hip check, legal play, yard off the catch. Pat Bryant right here, blocking all the way down the field. Love that. Springs him open, breaks a tackle, and Evan Ingram, 48-yard play on his first play with the Denver Broncos. Love that right there. So let's take a look. I talked about it a little bit ago at the start of this, how the offensive line sells this to open it up. And that's what you're going to see. It's also going to start with R.J. Harvey here as well, where he sells the fake. Let's run at full speed, and then we'll run the play back, obviously. But as you can see, the motion is going to get the defense to cheat over a little bit here. And then you get the offensive line to step down, and then you boot backside. The Broncos have not had a lot of success running that type of look here offensively the last couple of years, but they feel like they have the perfect guys to run it now. So let's take a look at it. Watch the sell. Okay, offensive line, they are stepping down. They are selling flow over here to the defensive right, offensive left, and then they're getting them backside with all of these guys here. But watch R.J. Harvey right here sell the fake. Sells like he's got it. They all pause for a second. You got the flow this way. You got the underneath routes. It's a clear out, and now this defender's not in a position to make a play on Stidham, and so he's just going to make it look like he's doing something, lost in space. Bang. Watch Troy Franklin here. Let's take a look at it. Just a great block. Pat Bryant right here. Let's watch that. Driving him out of bounds. The willingness by these Broncos receivers to get their hands dirty is opening things up for them to also get the ball when their number's called upon. Now, on this next play here, Jarrett Stidham is going to find Pat Bryant, who's lined up right here as the number 1 receiver. Troy Franklin is the number 2. Trent Sherfield is number 3. And then you have your tight end over here where really this is just vertical route right here by Troy Franklin, deep over here underneath by Pat Bryant, dagger concept, and then he's just crawling over while you have this underneath stuff from your tight end and your tailback right here. But let's take a look. I mean, you get a good indication right here because the Cardinals, the way that they're aligned, they're playing zone coverage right here. Will Johnson's playing deep. You got 2 safeties over the top. You got a flat defender right here who can play that kind of hook to curl to flat. Inside linebackers right here, and it's just your standard 4-man rush right here. And Jarrett Stidham does a really good job of kind of just keeping things open. Now, look, obviously Sherfield is climbing over here. Troy's climbing vertical. Will Johnson, obviously for the Cardinals, is staying in his back. He's kind of staying in his shuffle, and he's opening up here because, hey, Pat Bryant's also running vertical. But this is where, bang, bends it perfectly. Troy's going to take, essentially, Will Johnson over the top. That's what Johnson's supposed to do, is take this. Safety's supposed to be here just in case as well to help. And then this guy's obviously going to pick up Sherfield. And now you've got Pat Bryant coming free on the dagger underneath. Right there. Jarrett Stidham scrambles a little bit, finds him. Yards after the catch up the field here. Really loving what we're seeing from Pat Bryant. I mean, just a complete player in terms of the ability to create separation as a route runner. He's a willing blocker. He's just fun. He's engaged in the game the entire time. He just wants to be where the football is, even if he's not getting it. I like that here. Now we see here from the offensive line what they have right here. They got a 2-eye lined up right here, a 3-tech right here, outside, and then just obviously a linebacker keying right here, this A-gap. So let's take a look here and see how things formulate. You get a double team right here. You're going to pull backside right here to help out because this is a chip release. So Troutman is going to chip release out here, and now Will Sherman's supposed to pull and take on number 41 right here. So now Stidham is scanning, looking good pickup by Sherman. He played the most snaps out of any of the offensive linemen in week 2 of the preseason. Stidham, scramble drill right there. He's going to set things up. He's going to fire across his body. There he is, Pat Bryant, Mr. Reliable. That's his new nickname that we're coming up with here. Big play to get the Broncos inside a goal line situation. And now you're going to set up rookie R.J. Harvey for a touchdown run, whereas Sean Payton wanted him, stay patient last week, hit the hole inside a few times. He does that right here. I mean, really, the Broncos O-line, they're clouding it all down right here. And I mean, right now it would be so easy on instinct to say, hey, I'm just going to try to bounce it out here. He stays patient. He gets skinny. He fits inside for a touchdown, 8 yards. Let's take a look at it from the other angle. And this is what you want to see. You want to see that patient running. You want to be able to trust that the offensive line is going to set it up, right? So once again, you get a 2-eye right here. You get a 3-tech right here. 41, 49 are playing outside. And bam, crash down. You're going to help right here. Maybe a one-on-one right here. Seal right here. Step down. One-on-one right here. That's where you're looking. And, I mean, once again, you see it. It'd be easy to go here if you wanted to, but staying patient because now you're getting this guy to climb up to the linebacker, and now it's just say, get skinny, stay behind your guy, boom, wide open, inside, good run, good patience, good instincts and vision there from R.J. Harvey. Good play by the Broncos offensive line as well. This is the same exact play that Bo Nix threw week 1 of the preseason to Cortland Sutton down at the bottom of your screen. This week, it is Jarrett Stidham to Pat Bryant. Now, with the Broncos, they're going to catch the Arizona Cardinals in cover 1, which means that they have one player playing deep, essentially. He's playing the middle of the field, so it's man-to-man across the board here for this Cardinals defense. Man alignment by this running back, but because you're going to get the motion out here, this linebacker will now be responsible playing man against R.J. Harvey. So what we're going to see here is you're going to get the stem, and then you're just going to get the vertical release, kind of turns it into a little bit of a back shoulder because of the alignment of this corner here. Now, if this corner was playing inside leverage, then I guarantee you this would kind of just be like a fade ball. Instead, this kind of because he's head up a little bit outside, you have to work that release a little bit. You know it's going to take a little bit of time here. So one of the key indicators here is, okay, if this cornerback is going to play in this alignment, now we're going to turn this into a back shoulder here, which is exactly what happens. Good football. DB makes a play, knocks it through. But basically, we're going to run the play. Same exact thing against San Francisco that Bo Nix threw to Cortland on the one where he couldn't haul in. Great play by the DB here. But I want to show you what the Broncos could run out of this, because there's so many different things that they could do, right? They can run this as they did week 1 of the preseason and right here, going to this guy who's got the one-on-one matchup. And then you have 3 receivers up at the top of your screen. I mean, there's so many different route combinations that I feel like you could do in this situation. You could run a curl, slot fade. You can run a crosser, or if this guy runs a slot fade and this guy runs off, you can run a clear route. But right here, I mean, these guys are all setting it up to where Trent Sherfield's got press, so he's going to run this guy off because it's man-to-man. He's going to give the indication as if he's running for a route, which now leaves Troy Franklin to come up here to block outside. Evan Ingram to come out here to block right here. I mean, this is all setting things up for R.J. Harvey to also get the ball in space and then being able to work his magic. Because, look, now it's like block, run off. If R.J. catches this, I mean, he has a chance to get up here, but he also has a chance to maybe cut back inside and make a move right here. So there's so many different things the Broncos are setting up right here. I'm excited to see it transpire. And I also think, too, in pass protection on this play, the Broncos did a really good job, right? Because they have a 2-eye right here, a defensive lineman who's lined up inside shoulder of the offensive guard. You've got, obviously, someone who's playing inside shade of the offensive tackle. We call that usually a 4-eye. And you got your 2 outside rushers. It's just standard 4-man rush. So, principle-wise, the Broncos, the O-line, they're going to communicate while moving. Now, you get one initial guy right here, so these guys are going to work a double team against this defensive tackle. You got an outside rush right here, so Alex Palczewski is going to kick step. He's going to work the one-on-one here, while you have, obviously, a one-on-one right here from Calvin Throckmorton against the defensive lineman. Matt Parrott working one-on-one against the pass rusher. Now, if this guy were to step back inside, this offensive guard right here would step out and help him, right? Because usually if he's coming back inside here, this means this guy's going to clear out. So it's just about being able to have your splits and your alignment as an offensive line intact, but also just understanding that communication. They have the leverage advantage right here. You could see, obviously, his eyes are peeling back in case he comes back inside so he can help. Stidham delivers the ball to Bryant. Great play by the DB right there. This pass is going to fall incomplete, intended for Trent Sherfield. Jarrett Stidham's going to work to find him. He's going to have a vertical release here, and he's going to bend it out past the sticks to make a play, whereas you're going to have Pat Bryant. He's just going to run the deep over right here. Troy Franklin's going to chip release out to the flat. RJ Harvey's going to step up underneath, and he's going to sit as an outlet option. You're going to get a chip here from Evan Ingram. He's going to sit out in the flat while you have Sherfield running his out route. Now, this is just, I feel like it's a well-placed throw. Good timing here. It's just one of those ones where he's not able to get both feet in bounds. Now, as you can see it developing, okay, where is Stidham looking? I mean, if everyone takes away his option, I mean, he's looking right here at Sherfield because Sherfield has got the option to bend it right here to get to the sticks. Corners kind of open up in no man's land. And if he was covered here, he might be able to look right here to Evan Ingram. But this guy could close in, and then you might dump it off here. If he gets his hips flipped around, he might be able to see Troy Franklin. You don't want to throw this deep over right here to Pat Bryant because you got these two guys playing underneath right now. This guy's going to climb up right here, but this guy can gain depth, and then you have a safety right here as well. So Stidham makes the right read, the right throw right here, and this is honestly a well-placed ball. It's just a matter of inches in terms of getting both feet in bounds here for Sherfield. You'll see it here on the other angle. You kind of see a little bit of a closer glimpse. Now let's take a look at the offensive line. The pass protection, which I feel like was really good in this game. Jarrett Stidham had a few moments where he turned pressure into a scramble drill. You're going to get your initial double team right here against this defensive lineman. Chip here from Troy Franklin, and then it's a one-on-one with Palczewski. One-on-one right here. This defensive lineman, I don't know if he got called for illegal hands to the face here because his hand is all the way up in the chin of the guard. Stidham, that's honestly a nice throw right there. Look at that. High to the outside right here. And if you could just get both feet, which honestly, from here, if we're looking at it, looks pretty close. The Broncos did not challenge that. I don't know if they threw a flag for illegal hands to the face, but they're calling it incomplete. Still a good play. Mr. Reliable at the bottom of your screen right here, Pat Bryant. Like I said, this was one of the games I was so impressed with what we saw from him because these are the same things we're seeing in practice almost every single day. Now you're going to get a trade formation here. Evan Ingram is offset underneath the formation here, and you're just going to try to create some clear out space. It's going to turn into a little bit of a scramble drill here for Jarrett Stidham against initially a four-man rush. Now you've got Evan Ingram who's going to kind of chip out underneath. Tyler Badie, he's going to try to chip out under here. Troy Franklin is climbing here vertical. He's got someone holding him a little bit. They're not calling that, but he's just going to bow it out here while Sherfield runs vertical. Now what that's going to do is you're going to have Ingram coming up underneath. Linebacker, these guys might actually attack this, which frees up right here, Pat Bryant. As you can see, there's a soft spot here, zone. Stidham escapes pressure here with the sack. Does a good job of resetting right here. Here's the line of scrimmage. Fires it right over the top window. Good adjustment there by Pat Bryant, moving the chains for a first down. I think Pat is going to be so important this year. I feel like for Denver, if I had a bold prediction here today, Pat will be a chain mover on a consistent basis. A large portion of his catches, I feel like 50% of his catches this year are going to move the chains for a first down, keep drives alive. Now let's take a look. A one-on-one here. Get a one-on-one initially. You get the chip here initially as a double team, and then you get the one-on-one. But now, basically, he's looking backside to help out with the offensive tackle to Calvin Throckmorton. And Forsythe has to step down and kind of push down this guy. Not bad. That's actually a pretty good job. Stidham, good reset. Good delivery, too. Bang. Moving the chains here, first down. Mr. Reliable, Pat Bryant. Over the last couple of seasons, the Broncos haven't had success running the ball on first down. They're going to get a 4-yard carry here by RJ Harvey. There could have been more, and this isn't Harvey's fault. We'll take a look at what that is. Obviously, the outside zone scheme is becoming a little bit of a bigger figure here for Sean Payton, the Broncos offense, and a lot of it is involving landmarks, getting to specific angles and sealing guys to open up holes in the run game, and you're going to see a missed opportunity here by Will Sherman. And you could see the opportunities here that could open up. I mean, the Broncos are going to run a lot of this in the regular season. So what's going to happen is you're going to get Troutman over there in motion. The Broncos right here, they're really just going to reach block, where Calvin Throckmorton's going to step down to try to seal this defensive lineman here. Alex Forsythe is going to climb here and then initially try to seal number 27. Will Sherman, who's got a 3 technique on his shoulder, outside shoulder there, he's going to have to try to reach and then seal and pin this guy inside because Matt Peart's coming up here, and he's going to work to this linebacker. You get a nice one-on-one here, and your wide receivers are blocking. If Sherman blocks this and is able to seal and pin this guy, this is a huge play. Look, if he's able to get right here, step in front, get the leverage, and seal, Peart's going to hit this, and then ideally this hole is going to be big. Good block, and now you get R.J. Harvey in a one-on-one against the safety in the open field, but because Sherman right here is not able to seal and make this block, it crashes it down, and then he doesn't have a hole right there. So he gets wrapped up right here. That's just one you're going to want back on tape, but you're seeing what can be a possibility here inside this Broncos offense and the run game. This is a great play right here from Pat Bryant. He's at the top of our screen right here. He's going to stab inside, and he's just going to get across. He's going to run a deep over right here. Same thing with Troy Franklin. He's going to run the over, and he's going to make this play through contact. Trent Sherfield's coming underneath, whereas R.J. Harvey, he's kind of running that wheel, that swing, turning it into a wheel on this play. Fight through the contact right here. I mean, this corner right here is playing Pat Bryant pretty well. Physical, getting on the hip, trying to get in phase. Now, he breaks on the over. I mean, this is a nice throw here by Jarrett Stidham, right over the top of a linebacker, and then in traffic right here across the middle of the field. Pat Bryant goes up, big, strong hands, catches it. First down, chain mover here for the Broncos offense. I'm really enjoying Pat Bryant. I think, once again, this isn't going to be a hot take. I think Pat Bryant is going to be for the Broncos what Sean Payton wanted Jerry Jeudy to be. Not in terms of the same player. I'm not comparing him. Obviously, the speed is different there. But I think that Pat Bryant has more reliable hands, strong hands. He can go up and high point those catches there in traffic across the middle of the field. He can be reliable, consistent, and move the chains. Troy Franklin is the star of the show from Saturday right here. The Broncos, they capitalize on a nice little out and up here against the Cardinals, who are playing zone defense. This safety right here is going to climb to play that middle third. Corner is going to be playing deep third. This corner is going to be playing that as well. And then you're obviously going to get your flat defender right here. Everyone else going to kind of play here in this middle to protect. But the route combination here, I'm going to run the play first, and then I'll wind it back for you here. They just catch the Cardinals. The corner bites a little too far inside on Ingram. Creates just a moment of separation here for Troy Franklin to the outside. Now, you're going to get this route. These guys are so close together that these two defenders have to read and react, right? Troy's obviously climbing vertical. Same thing with Evan Ingram. Whereas, realistically speaking, this play, you could have Ingram do this, Troy break inside, and there might be a window of separation. But Troy is going to attack here vertically as if he's running the out route, whereas Ingram's going to stab outside and then get back inside here, which is going to draw the corner and the safety over just for a split second. But the thing with Troy's turning this into the out and up at this point, right? You see how the corner is biting over the top here? You have the safety right here in the middle. Corners have to kind of play this as 80-20, though. He also has to, if this turns into a wheel, corner's going to have to bail and get depth to be able to get that. So he bites on this inside route right here from Evan Ingram just for a split second and allows Troy Franklin with the separation. Jarrett Stidham delivers a perfectly placed ball. Touchdown, Denver. Happy for Troy Franklin. I know how much work this guy's put in this offseason here for the Broncos. He's had a great training camp. He's had a tremendous preseason here, and he looks like an entirely different player. As you can see right here, perfect window over the top. Corner bites too far inside, leads to a touchdown. Big play there from Jarrett Stidham to Troy Franklin. Pat Bryant on this next play is going to make a nice catch where he has to body adjust. He's right here lined up as the number 2 receiver to the defensive right side, offensive left at this point. Route combinations of what you're going to see. Lucas Kroll is going to come underneath right here. Troy Franklin's going to attack, and he's just going to sit right here. Pat Bryant's coming underneath, and then you got Tyler Badie running that swing wheel right here to the outside left. And right here, you're just trying to create confusion in the middle of the field. Kroll's going to crawl depth here, especially this is good in man coverage because now you have rub route concepts where you might have guys running into each other defensively, and it springs you free. I mean, this defender had to go underneath Kroll here, so Stidham's going to fire a shot here. If Stidham could lead him a little bit more, he might have a bigger game because this defender right here is going with Badie up the sideline. Instead, this is a kind of a low behind him throw, so he's got to adjust, and then it takes a second for him to turn, split up field, but he's going to pick up the first down on this play. Let's take a look at it here from the other angle. What does the pass protection look like? You're going to be able to see, too, based on where Lucas runs and where Pat Bryant comes underneath, you're going to see that these guys have so much congestion and traffic that they're going to have to communicate and work through. Now, you got, obviously, this safety here. He's going to try to climb here. This guy's just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. This defender now is in trail tech against Pat Bryant, and now traffic. Good angle right there by Lucas Kroll. Doesn't make contact, right? Because if he does, that's offensive pass interference. He does a little shoulder dip, gets away. There's no contact, and there is Pat Bryant. So if Jarrett can just lead him a little more instead of a low behind throw, he might be able to make a bigger play upfield here. Gives the defender a chance to recover, but you know what? Chain mover. First down, Pat Bryant. It really feels like Saturday's preseason game, Tyler Badie, Jaleel McLaughlin earned those two potential final spots on the 53 behind J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. You're going to see Badie here get skinny. I mean, really, to be able to turn this into, hey, a 4 or 5, 6-yard gain, to be able to get skinny and fit in between those tight creases, fighting for that extra yards, and that's what you'll take every single day. Badie offers pass protection value, pass catching value, in between the tackle, explosive run value. There's a lot to like about his game here. So let's take a look, okay? The Broncos offensive line, they got double 3 techniques, which means that this D lineman is outside shoulder of Calvin Throckmorton. This defensive lineman is outside shoulder of Will Sherman, right? So this is a 3 tech. This would be head up would be a 2. Inside shade would be 2-eye. On the shoulder of the offensive tackle would be 1 technique, would be a 1 technique right here. 2-eye, 2, 3, right? And if he was inside shade here, we'd go 4-eye, head up, we'd call that 5, and then so on and so forth there for some terminology for you here. But watch where the Broncos go. You're going to step right here. He's going to have one-on-one. He's going to work man-to-man. You're going to get Will Sherman right here working against this D lineman, and ideally Alex Forsythe will step up and try to help right here, but will eventually probably try to climb to this linebacker right here. Throckmorton might just seal here for a minute, which will allow Palczewski to step down and maybe help so he can climb up here to this linebacker, and he can get that seal block where you get the one-on-one block right here. Ideally, I think that's how it is designed, but now this linebacker, he steps in and crashes out. Throckmorton does a great job of taking this block right here and washing it down, whereas Palczewski would step and help against this linebacker right here. Now, obviously, Sherman's guy beats him inside, which is not something you want to see, because if Sherman's able to seal and just work right here, Badie's gone. Badie might break this for a big-time touchdown. Instead, he gets skinny, fights for some extra yards, gets 6 on the play. The Broncos will take 6 yards on a run play any day. Jaleel McLaughlin right here is in the game, and he makes the most of this run. He's going to get about 7, 8, 9-yard gain right here. Patient, sees the hole open up, sticks his foot inside, and just fights to get upfield yards at this point here. Let's take a look at it from the other angle, because this tells us how the blocking is. Now, when you look at alignment, right now, Alex Forsythe, he's got a 0 technique, which this guy's pretty much head up on the crown of his helmet here. You've got, obviously, a 4-eye right here. You could call it even a 3 if he tilts this way. 4-eye right here. But look, look at the splits here. There's a little bit of a gap between Sherman and Forsythe. I'm not sure if that was by design. For all you O-line experts out there, maybe let me know on that one. I don't know everything. I don't pretend to. But these guys look like initially he's coming here to seal this outside shoulder. Parrott might help here, but then work backside to pick up right here. I think Forsythe is just trying to move this guy here where Throckmorton can maybe climb up and seal this linebacker. And Palczewski could hopefully get here to this angle and seal this guy, because then if you work up, you might be able to get skinny in this hole and work it, but instead it gets crashed down. Prescorn's going to be able to do that. Good job right here by Lucas Kroll. If he doesn't stand this block for as long as he does, this might be tackled a couple yards shy, but Jaleel's going to plant, look how he just stays north before even trying to cut outside, because so many backs will just bump it outside and get tackled. He's patient, sticks his foot in the ground right here, sees the little hole opening up, he gets skinny, fights through contact. This is what separates the Broncos running back battle right now. Tyler Badie, Jaleel McLaughlin, these two guys look like they'll make those final 2 spots on the 53. Jaleel McLaughlin with an explosive here down the right sideline, 30-plus yards. The Broncos didn't have many runs like that last year here. Jaleel's going to take a counter step and then get it and then get to the outside right here as things are going to set up. You get a tight end blocking right here. Kyrie Rowan's going to come in, and there's just going to be flow inside because they really think that he's going to get this and run inside. But stay patient. Good vision by Jaleel. He sees that, hey, they're sealing I've got the advantage to get outside the numbers. I'm going to do that. Man, he just changes another gear. Jaleel, this is what he brings to the table. He's got that versatility to be able to explode inside, outside, patient runner, put on, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 pounds of muscle this offseason, but you could just see he's already made his decision. I've got the speed advantage. I'm going to get to the outside. Explosive 30-plus yard run puts the Broncos inside a goal line situation here. Jarrett Stidham's going to find Troy Franklin right here inside the slot. He's the number 2 receiver, and the route concepts you're going to get, because once again, it seems like the Cardinals here, they're just trying to keep everything in front of them at this point. Corner's already bailing. He's running at the snap. Troy's got this release here, but he's going to bend it out at the sticks here, and then you're just going to get the post route there from number 1, and Troy's going to be here for the first down. Stidham throws it. He catches it. Boom. Chain mover there. Now you want to go a little bit of hurry up after this, because guess what? You want to orchestrate another scoring drive, because the Broncos, they were going to get the ball coming out of halftime. So if you have a chance to maybe come up with a 14-point swing at that point, you'll take it anytime. Good patient feet by Stidham. Delivers that throw there. Finds Troy. He's going to body adjust. Both feet down. Boom. Okay, clock is still running here. Move. Scramble drill, scramble drill, scramble drill. Say that 5 times as fast as you can here. Trent Sherfield is going to pick up a big play here because of his effort coming back to the ball on a scramble drill situation. Draws pass interference here. Now Sherfield, he's going to get the outside vertical release here, and he's going to sense 2 things are breaking down, because he's looking right now. He sees Stidham right here rolling out. So you know what he does? He's going to throttle down, and he's going to come and work his way back to the ball. I mean, so many receivers you see in today's game don't do that. The Broncos do a really good job of coaching it up. Sherfield's going to fight through that right here. He's going to come back like he's running back. Instead of just waiting, right, so many receivers do, he comes back to attack the football, and he's going to get interfered with a little bit early by the Cardinals defensive back, and that is a big-time penalty that moves the Broncos closer to the red zone in a 2-minute drill right here. As you can see, really good pass protection, nice little one-on-one, crash down right here, double team, one-on-one. Where do things break down? It's like, all right, hey, nobody's open. So you know what Stidham does? Okay, nobody's open. My O-line's doing a really good job of blocking. I'm going to roll out now, because now the principle is, okay, Badie, if he sees that, he'll work his way back this side, especially in a scramble drill. And now it's like, hey, I have to find somewhere to throw this football before this guy blows me up. That's why Trent Sherfield coming back to the ball is a great thing. Nice little chuck right there. As you can see, Sherfield's running back to it, gets interfered with, automatic first down. Close to the red zone, the Broncos, they're working before halftime. Tyler Badie is going to make a play right here out of the backfield as a pass catcher, once again showcasing good vision, good hands, and also explosive ability after the catch. It's just a design play to get him the football. 1-1001, nice little leak out and release. You got Forsyth out here to come out and block. Everyone else is running a route, which kind of draws 4 defenders away as this decoy. You get the runoff right here, which takes this defender out of the picture. So now you get a one-on-one here, and then you're hoping at this point, okay, you can get a one-on-one with the safety. This guy's obviously going to react, but you're going to get a big play right here. So quick dump off right there. Good block by Forsyth. Inside cut by Badie. And now he's working. He's going to get the first down and a little bit more right here. Puts the Broncos inside the red zone here, and you'll see it from this angle. I've liked what I've seen from Alex Forsyth as well. I feel like he's had a really good offseason, really good training camp here. Will Sherman playing everywhere. He was playing left guard. He's playing right guard right here. Broncos mixing and matching their combinations. Obviously, Nick Gargiulo won't be in the mix here. He obviously suffered a season-ending injury, but here's Badie. Watch what he can do. Good vision. Now, he really could cut up this way if he wanted, but maybe he's seeing that defender. He's seeing this guy maybe overcommit. That's why you see this foot being planted in the ground. Cut, whoop, inside. Good job. Good job by Badie. Once again, a lot of steam for him to make the 53. This will be Troy Franklin's second touchdown of the game and the final play here of our film review series. Now what you're going to get is just a step and then a vertical release right here, which you're going to get one-on-one coverage. Lucas Kroll does a good job of taking this outside release here and kind of sitting as if he's running a stick route, maybe turning it into an out route, and then you just get the one-on-one, right? Because this safety is keying him right here. So, hey, we got the coverage we like. You're going to draw him up here, which means, hey, we got all this space here. I'm going to throw it high to the outside. Troy Franklin goes up. I mean, this DB is not playing this bad at all. Troy's just going to do a great job of staying patient, playing through the hands right there, going up and getting it, 2 feet in, touchdown. Man, I'm so happy for Troy Franklin. I mean, last year he was trying to figure out his role within the offense. were kind of buried on the depth chart because the Broncos had a lot of guys, but he took it as a personal mission to continue to grind, learn the playbook, put on 5 pounds of muscle this offseason, and man, he is playing great here. Beautiful throw by Jarrett Stidham. Great focus, concentration by Troy. Touchdown, Denver. That's a wrap on our film review here for Week 2 of the NFL preseason.